Palinka and the Lakers have prioritized a third star in which they plan to pursue this summer. But before we get into that, most people watching this video right now aren't subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Now, who are they looking to pursue? The number one priority for the Lakers heading into this summer is Cleveland Cavaliers shooting guard Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell is not expected to sign an extension with the Cleveland Cavaliers in 2024, which makes him a free agent heading into the summer of 2025. The Cleveland Cavaliers may find themselves in a situation where if they cannot find a trade partner for Donovan Mitchell, they may lose him in 2025 for nothing at all. And in order to avoid that, should be looking to trade Donovan Mitchell. Now, why would the Lakers be a good trade partner for the Cleveland Cavaliers? Well, one, due to the fact that most teams that may want to be in the Donovan Mitchell sweepstakes, there could be the possibility that Donovan Mitchell doesn't sign an extension in the trade. So you may find yourself giving up assets for Donovan Mitchell to acquire him, but that doesn't guarantee him to be there for the 2025 2026 NBA season. Donovan Mitchell holds a lot of leverage in his situation going into these next two NBA seasons. One, due to the fact that in a trade, he can ultimately decide where he wants to end up being traded to because of the fact that most teams that probably end up signing Donovan Mitchell will sign an extension to have him long term. The Lakers would easily be a team where Donovan Mitchell would transition into that number one star. LeBron begins to age out of the NBA. LeBron James is expected to sign with the Lakers for the next two seasons. And by adding Donovan Mitchell, you find yourself in a situation where transitioning into the next 5 to 10 years of your franchise feels a little bit easier because you're adding a star in Donovan Mitchell. Jason Lloyd of the New York Times was the first to publish an article regarding the Lakers acquiring Donovan Mitchell this summer. This is off the heels of Donovan Mitchell potentially playing his last game in the Cavaliers uniform. The All Star shooting guard recently had a calf injury that has sidelined him during the series. Donovan himself has said he is hopeful to return. However, it is unrealistic due to the severity of the injury. Donovan Mitchell has a lot of control over his situation due to the fact that any team that attempts to acquire him, they may be acquiring him as a 1 year rental. Donovan Mitchell can let it be known that he will not sign an extension with this team in 2025, making it really hard for teams to go out their way to trade for him because they're only getting a 1 year rental and giving up a lot of assets in order to do so. Any NBA team that is expected to do business with the Cleveland Cavaliers, there would have to be some level of mutual interest between them and Donovan Mitchell. The Lakers are enticing for a player like Donovan Mitchell because of one, the big market, the bright lights, and all the opportunity out here in Los Angeles, but also due to the fact that you'll be paired up with LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Donovan Mitchell will be a great fit with LeBron James and Anthony Davis for a multitude of reasons. One, Donovan Mitchell takes a lot of relief off of Anthony Davis and LeBron James. LeBron James can focus on a lot of the playmaking and the facilitating, while Anthony Davis can hunker down on the defensive end and score in his spots. Donovan Mitchell is a bona fide scorer at the two guard position. He's a player who can score in bunches, can go for 50, 60. This is a player who has scored 70 points before in an NBA game. So, with that type of player alongside with Anthony Davis and LeBron James already do well, you find yourself with great cohesion in your big three. That cohesion will come from the fact that each player will have a defined role. And the role that those players will have, all of them will thrive in them because they all men to their strengths. Now, in terms of what it would take to bring in a Donovan Mitchell, the Lakers would probably have to give up the 17th overall pick in this year's draft. And ironically enough, this year's NBA draft isn't really highly touted. So, due to that fact, any pick in this draft really doesn't have crazy value. But because of the fact that Donovan Mitchell is set to be a free agent in 2025, the Cleveland Cavaliers would be desperate to get whatever they can in draft compensation, whether it be this year or in the future. Now, the Lakers have this year's draft and future first round draft compensation in which they can offer to the Cleveland Cavaliers. But also, you can add young players in Rui Hachimura, in Austin Reeves, and potentially Jared Vanderbilt as well, who can also be great pieces to add to this Cleveland Cavaliers roster. They're looking to get better. There is a clear dysfunction between Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, and it's not because I think their personalities don't mix. It's more just due to a play style. There's a bit of ball dominance by Donovan Mitchell that hinders Darius Garland, and them two in the backcourt hasn't existed very well in Cleveland. Now, LeBron James in 2020 and throughout this past year, he's that he can play off the ball at times when other players are finding a rhythm. We've seen how he's allowed D'Lo in multiple games this year just be D'Lo due to the fact that D'Lo's got it going and he doesn't want to disrupt that rhythm. A guy like Donovan Mitchell, if he's on a tear, LeBron James can not only relax and be a facilitator, but it also doesn't have to make him extend minutes throughout games because you can leave a young Donovan Mitchell out there on the basketball court. Now, the Lakers' desperation to add a third star and maximize their window with LeBron James and Anthony Davis, they do need to be careful because, as well as making sure they get another championship out of the Anthony Davis LeBron James experience, you also need to make sure you have a roster. And because of that, you don't want to find yourselves like the Phoenix Suns, where you're top heavy, but nobody else can really contribute because you've spent all your money on your top players. It is going to be important that the Lakers still have size in the front court and have perimeter defense. So Jared Vanderbilt is a player that you probably are going to have to prioritize keeping, but you'll have to let go of Rui Hachimura. And also, you will have to make a decision between Austin Reeves or D'Angelo Russell, or you may end up finding yourself in a situation where you're trading both, but it could be in a situation where it's a three-team trade. D'Angelo Russell is a player who didn't play well enough throughout the regular season where other teams who need the shooting and need a point guard would be interested in D'Angelo Russell's services. So a team like the Orlando Magic potentially could be a third suitor where you find the Lakers in Cleveland in a three-team trade that involves Donovan Mitchell, D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, the Lakers 2024, 2025 first round protected. And you may end up with having to give up maybe Gabe Vincent or one of your younger players, potentially a Max Christie. But in order to bring in a Donovan Mitchell, that's what it takes to bring in those type of players. But also, you do need to make sure your roster is rounded out where you have those things that you need because there were deficiencies in the perimeter defense department and sometimes with size that hindered the Lakers this season. But ultimately, bringing in Donovan Mitchell with the right roster around LeBron James and Anthony Davis in terms of the complementary pieces, this Lakers team does become a lot better in the 2024-2025 NBA season. And with that being said, I'm J Rob, the Lakers Digest. Please make sure on the way out you hit that subscribe button. I say it all the time. Most people watching this video right now aren't subscribed. So make sure you hit that subscribe button for all things Lakers news this offseason.